Good day, everybody.
Welcome
Good
back
day.
to the Dojo.
Good day.
Good day. I get it.
It's good day.
Whoa,
Where
Stone.
the hell are we? Like,
Whoa, Wait.
Yes.
You alright,
Hello.
man? You alright? Do you have... Wait, is that Loonsar?
Oh, wait. Whoa.
Wait. What
Oh
happened?
my God.
What did you do?
Me and Musa were eating pizza and I blacked out and I couldn't find him. I think
He ate me.
I think I ate this guy.
Oh my God. Get him out.
Get me out of here. It's very empty and hollow in here.
I don't.
bro, this bit is so last minute. It's so stupid. It's the stupidest thing.
I witnessed the murder, guys.
We just
So,
came up with this 6 minutes ago.
so what actually happened is I broke my throat. I sneezed
Poor fellow.
and I tried to hold it in, and because I was laying in bed and didn't want to wake anyone up, and I hurt my throat really bad. I might have, broke a vocal cord or strained, paralyzed it. We're not really sure. So I can't talk very much today. So
Which
Loonsar is
isn't
going to be my
important.
voice.
So I am going to be in his words.
Indeed. It's an unfortunate Stone. So do not talk much unless
I'm
you
gonna
have
try my
something you
best.
absolutely need to say.
I'll try my best.
That is the first time I've heard anyone break
Yeah,
their throat
I
by
know that was-
sneezing.
I know,
Is
that's
that, do you
crazy.
think that's like
Me neither.
breaking a vocal cord is like snapping a guitar string?
Stop.
Oh my god, I hope not.
Like could it? Like I gotta look this up now. I'm so curious. What do
Just
vocal
don't
cords
sneeze,
look
please.
like?
I
don't
actually
know.
don't know.
Wait.
I think
Are
they're
they
like
not-
little
wait.
strings.
Wait,
you-
I'm gonna Google
like
this.
you
I'm gonna.
don't-
This is such.
Are,
an
yeah, are
important thing.
are vocal cords cord shaped?
I think they
I've never
They-
thought about this.
supposedly they vibrate together. You're supposed to have one on each side. There's multiple different sets. I think you have more than
Great.
I don't even want to look at that.
Oh,
Okay,
Yeah,
and
it's
that's
so-
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that is-
Yo,
that.
private the stream.
Wait, did you Google something else?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Oh
vocal
my
cords.
goodness.
The vocal cords. It's vocal cords.
There's vocal cords, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, Stone's gonna take it a little easy, guys, and Loonsar's gonna try to cover some of his questions today. So
Yes.
we're all rooting for little Loonsar here.
Yeah, I'll do my best to. I'll do my best to capture the energy, but I don't think it's gonna be the same. But we'll get through.
Nah,
We'll
you
get
got
through.
this.
We'll
Nah,
be-
you good.
We got it.
Through. Where
All
are
right,
we?
So, yeah, dude. Okay, there's another story behind this. This is embarrassing. All right.
No, it's
We
not
have
embarrassing.
DillonGoo on
I'm,
our stream.
I'm doing my best.
Well, okay. Why? What is this background anyway?
It's my blender.
Kiss the
Get
episode.
it?
Blunder.
Get
It's a
it?
blender.
It's my blender.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a NutriBullet.
We're
It's a
here.
NutriBullet.
No. It's a blend, which is a blender. Get it?
I don't
Holy.
get it.
Dude, I might as well have gone to Target and just bought like a $20 blender.
I
Just
thought
for
I had a big red blender, and then I called my sister to see if she had it. She's like, no. And I don't know where it went, but it's gone now, and this is the best I could do.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Raise your hand in the chat if you have a NutriBullet, because I'm sure all of you do.
Yeah, I got
real,
one.
the real
Yeah, I
blender.
got one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're sitting inside of my magic bullet blender.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
the
whole-
idea, guys.
Yep, that's the idea.
stream.
Get it?
So-
Because
Blender,
blender.
you get it. Blender,
I
you
could
get it.
have. I could have made you one in 3D, and then we had.
Why didn't
No, I
you
didn't.
say
Oh
that
my
sooner? Why didn't you
All
say
right.
that? All right.
Okay, let's get situated, everyone. So we got DillonGoo on the stream. If you guys don't know Dylan, he's a Blender guru. He's done a lot of amazing things with 3D and Blender. And we're just gonna talk about why 3D anime is so easy. That's a clickbait title, guys. Honestly, it's not easy. Okay,
It's so Dylan,
Don't
easy.
get mad. Like,
it's easy for Dylan, but he has made it easier with his tutorials. So that's the clickbait. Okay.
Hey, let's go. Yeah. Yes. Hello. I'm very honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
This is
let's
my-
go.
This is my first Dojocast appearance. I'm pretty sure, unless I forgot. that I was here before.
Yes, it is your first appearance.
Yeah.
It's my first appearance. That's crazy.
Oh, we're
believe
popping
so.
off.
Let's go.
I think you've streamed here before, like
I've
a long
streamed here
time
before.
ago.
Yeah, so
it was,
I've streamed onto the Dojo channel when I was doing Katsu Cat stuff.
yes.
Way back in the day. I think I was working on like a Twitch animation contest that Turquoise was also doing. At the
Oh,
time.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a really nice treat. But hopefully, we're just glad that you're still around and we got the strings to pull you because yeah, you got some awesome talents and
thank you.
experience under your belt. It's crazy.
Yes, fire.
I mean, we got a great team too. Got to give them credit. We got the studio. The studio's been going strong for the past 4 years now. We'll talk about that more later. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yes. Yeah.
What he was trying to say is he really
Yeah,
likes
small words.
I can't take all the credit. That is what I say.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
we'll talk more about your studio and all of your
Yes.
stuff in a
Yes.
bit, but we do have some announcements, everybody. First announcement, yes, everyone, the Chosen One tournament is live. It has started today. Okay, if you didn't see the video earlier this afternoon, it has started. We got the what was it? All the rules and the prompt is live. Go to the tournament page to see all of that, or you can just watch the video. But yeah, it's a stick figure tournament, you guys. It's crazy. I know it's crazy. We're hosting a $18,000 stick figure tournament.
$18,000.
I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of that.
like
Yeah,
that.
it's huge.
That's great, dude. That's
The
I heard it was
biggest.
the biggest. Oh, damn it.
Oh yeah, go ahead. No, you can.
No, say it at the
I heard
same
it was
time.
the biggest stick figure tournament ever to exist ever.
Yeah, you've heard. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
I heard that. I heard that somewhere.
It's crazy. So yeah, a lot bigger than last year, which was $5,000.
That's crazy.
And it could grow from here. So yeah, anyone can join too. Anybody is open to join, you guys. So
Yep. You just have to make an account on the Dojo website.
yes, sir.
That is the
That's all
only
you need to
requirement,
do.
which is completely free, by the way.
Have you heard of
Yeah.
it?
It's free.
Free is from me. There's no reason you guys shouldn't at least try.
hmm
All right.
I think that's all. I think that's all the announcements for today.
Okay. So
Let's go.
should we go into
Okay.
the introduction then?
Yeah, Luns, are you gonna try it out?
Yeah, let's try it. All
All
right.
right, let's go.
All right. First timer. Let's go.
First time, okay. So DillonGoo. So we like to get a general basis of like a general introduction of people that we like to interview on here. So to
Alright.
start off, when did you start animation?
Oh God. 13 years ago, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Easy.
2012.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's common for people to start around like 10 to 13. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, actually, I was. Wait, how old do you guys think I am?
72.
Oh, dude, you have to
I
be.
30,
You
yeah,
have to
but-
get like 30 at least, right?
Yes, I am 31. Yeah.
Let's go.
So I started when I was 18, I think.
Oh wow.
Wow. Hyun.
Wow.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah,
actually
that's crazy.
rarer.
Oh my god! High
more rare.
five, dude! Dude, I started when I was like
Secret
18,
rare.
19.
Let's go.
When all these other goobers like started when they
Yeah.
were like 10 years old or like 9. which is
I
insane.
know. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, holy shit. God.
You're not the
Yeah.
room animating.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah,
So-
everybody's. I feel like got so much more experience comparatively, and I'm like, oh, that's because I. Oh, you actually, a fun story about that. I wanted to start animating when I was around 12 or 13, so that's relatable. I had the desire to. I was like, I love anime. I've loved animation all my life, so I was
Yeah.
like, huge fan of Land Before Time. That shit was like my jam, dude.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I want to animate this shit. Like fucking dinosaurs is great. So I knew I wanted to be an animator for a long time. It wasn't until I watched Monty's work, which
yes,
guys-
dude.
Monty Oom's Haloid was like game changing for me personally. because it was so good. It was this crazy fight scene, and at the time I was like, oh, that level of, I was like, I want to do that. And I was like, how did he do it? He must have gone to school. He must have like had like expensive software. Turns out, no, none of those things. And I was like, oh, okay. So I guess I'll try it. And that was when I was in 7th grade. And so he uses Poser, which is an absolute terrible software.
Oh,
really? yeah, it's
Wait, here's Haloid, by the way. If you wanna.
Yes,
bring
go
that
check it out. And ultimately, I tried Poser, I tried 3D animation, and was basically like, this shit sucks. this shit's fucking hard. And I was like, damn. So I completely gave up. I just was like, I'm not gonna do animation. That's just not my. I just can't do it. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
And I did live action instead. So I actually I started filming movies, like filming short like films and stuff, because I just
Wait, really?
yeah. I had an itch for like storytelling, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do like
a
movies
bet to show, or is that?
That deep.
Technically, yeah, it's on YouTube somewhere, but I keep it totally separate from my other stuff. So
I see.
I'll have to. I maybe if you guys can find it somewhere, it's like on the internet somewhere, but
Dude,
I usually don't show it. But yes, I do. I've made movies in the past. I had an old movie. Like the last movie I made was actually about sleep paralysis. It was like a horror film for Halloween. That was fun. And then before that, I made a bunch of dance videos because I'm also a dancer. So like I have a lot of friends who were dancers, and the only way I could get people to be in my videos was to be like, okay, well you can dance, I guess. And then we made dance videos. So yeah, so that's basically my experience. And then when I went to college, I was like, you know what, this animation thing, maybe I should try it again. And then it wasn't until my friend told me that there was a free software called Blender that I was like, okay, I can give it a shot.
Yeah.
And then the rest is history, as they say. But yeah, that's what happened.
Awesome.
Nice. So wait,
Yep.
so did you like do 2D at any point, or is it just like did you just start with 3D and stick with that?
It was only 3D. Yeah.
I see.
I see.
only
So
3D.
you never
well,
touched 2D stuff.
To be clear, I did draw a lot in the past. So I actually was I did want to be a cartoonist when I was a kid. Before I wanted to be an animator. I did want to make comics and stuff. So I drew all my life. I just never thought to do 2D animation for some reason. I don't know why.
Hey, I mean,
yeah.
Some people just don't like it. You know, it's just a completely different world sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I've done 2D animation just for fun, like on Flip-A-Clip, as Hyun probably knows.
Yes, sir.
Flip-A-Clip was fun. That was like a quick little detour that I took a couple years ago just to like explore it a little bit. It was cool. Like I think I would enjoy 2D if I had more patience. But
Yeah.
I'm definitely the kind of guy who's really interested in like what I would call the technical like problem solving side of 3D. Like I really like that aspect of it. I think that helps me stay sort of like
Really
motivated.
That's the thing
hardest
that I dread when I'm doing. Because like when I dabbled into 3D, because I went to 3D, tried to learn it like really hard a couple years ago. I think you know that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's the technical, like all the little things that you gotta know about the program that kind of left me astray. And
I mean, you know, if you ever wanted to learn more about it, you can go to watch the Blender Fundamentals tutorial series on the Blender Foundation YouTube channel.
Exactly. You know what? I may actually just do that. You know what I'm saying?
That was clean.
Thank you. For context, I was approached to make the official tutorials for Blender a couple years
my god, let's go.
Wow.
So,
That's
That's
why
actually really cool.
if you go on the Blender tutorial channel, like the YouTube channel, the fundamental series, it's all me. You can hear me talking.
I actually watched all that. But yeah, we'll cover the tutorial and the Blender stuff a little bit later.
Yeah.
But I do want to kind of return to the Monty Ohm stuff because he was, because I feel like Monty was such a I mean, I don't know how well known he is right now, but he was a huge inspiration to, I think, both like our community and the 3D community at the same time, because
Yeah.
his level of choreography is still, I believe, is still completely unmatched compared
I
to
agree.
like any 3D animator. It's crazy.
Yeah, I totally agree. It is yeah, I mean so many leagues beyond what we had seen at the time, and even now, like the closest people have gotten are really the people who were inspired by him, right? So like now you see
yeah, 100%.
you see like there's tons of people like in the 3D community I've seen that have done amazing jobs with getting that style down, but it's still obviously like it's hard to get close to what he did, right? Because like all of his stuff was so original. He had so much inspiration from kung fu and from dancing and stuff that he's had. Anyway, but yes, he's a lot more famous now because of RWBY, but before then he was like underground, I feel like.
Yeah, he was.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's he's one of my main inspirations too when it comes to
Yes.
choreography, and like it almost like directly translates to like stick figure animations as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy how you ended up kind of walking those footsteps and kind of carrying that the torch with RWBY and all that.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to kind of ask about your experience with Hyun's dojo, because I actually don't really know how you got introduced to Hyun's dojo, because I kind of feel like we grew up kind of like in parallel.
Yeah.
Because I was just starting the dojo thing, and then you were just starting the blender thing, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And we had some chats like on Skype, I think, and then I
Yeah.
don't know. It was such a long time ago, but like I don't even remember how that even happened, like how we even like met.
Dude, that's a great question. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
I'm trying to think. So, I mean, I obviously I was always very familiar with the stick figure community, like for sure. So I remember like seeing a bunch of stick figure animations in the past that were just like, also very inspirational. And in doing so, I think like I was always like aware of like I think I was kind of aware of like Newgrounds and like Fluid Anims and like all these, right? But I never really participated in the communities too much because obviously I wasn't a 2D animator. And I feel like it was probably around the time, honestly, I wonder if it was not too much before the One Punch Man collab.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
think it was around then.
I think it was like around the era of like when I was doing like League of Legends stuff. With Riot Games.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember you made an animation for that you approached me that you were what was it? It was like the Kale versus Master Yi a long time ago.
Yes. Oh my god.
I actually don't know what happened to it. Did Riot do anything with that? I feel like
they were going to. That's like a whole thing.
Oh, no, okay. Dang.
Yeah, but like they were originally going to show it off at Worlds actually.
I thought that was going to happen. But...
Yeah, and then that was also the year they decided to make their own cinematics. And so they were like, "Oh, it's going to compete with like what we're trying to do."
I see. Yeah.
And I was like, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Whatever. I mean, I wasn't banking on it. I was just doing it for fun anyway. But yeah, that was the reason why. Man, the One Punch Man collab was so long ago. But
that's the collab right there, unfinished. But we still have it there.
Yeah, it's so good. That was a lot of fun. The I feel like because at the time, oh hey, that's my part.
Yeah, dude, you're like the only one that actually finished. That's so sad. I'm so sorry.
Well, there was I think that was when because Shane was actually the one who talked to me about it. I think at the time.
Oh yeah, Shane.
So
dude,
yeah, I think you guys were probably talking to Shane about it. And then it came to my plate, and I think that's oh my god.
Sorry, that's
Anyways,
that one's supposed to be released. Sorry about that. That's not meant for public eyes.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, it was sometime around that time. But either way, it's just been so natural that like it's like, oh yeah, the dojos is, it's like, yeah, it's a thing, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, I do want to touch
Yeah.
on Shane because
Yes.
I think Shane was a little bit more closer to the dojo community. He did a lot of
Yeah.
he did a lot more like on hand stuff.
Yeah.
And we actually featured one of his animations, which oh yeah, right here, Goo Cakes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Goo
this was a
Cakes.
classic back then, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was so good. So good. There's actually, do you know the story behind this animation?
I actually don't. Actually, do you want to tell it?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty simple, but basically, there was Shane and I, for context, we worked together at Roosterteeth, and we worked on RWBY together. Shane was one of the people who worked very closely with Monty and like sort of learned a lot of like his techniques and stuff.
Dude.
So Shane used Poser for this as well, and basically used a lot of the techniques that Monty used to make this, along with some things that he did himself. But
oh my god, that's so cool.
yeah, so that's how he sort of translated the skills over. But this was an independent project that he did after he and I both left Rooster Teeth. He wasn't doing animation at the time. He was, because I didn't have a studio yet at the time.
Yeah.
These days, by the way, he works with us full time, so it's awesome.
Oh, that's
But
awesome, yeah.
yeah, but before that, he wasn't doing animation at the time. He was working another job, and he would barely get some time to do animation on the side, And he was really adamant about making me a animation for my birthday.
Oh, okay.
So that's why it's about Goo Cakes. Yeah.
That's so cute.
And if I remember correctly, it was actually for like one birthday that he just like did not meet the deadline for. So he was like, I'll make it for you next year. And then that might have went on once or twice. I can't remember. But ultimately he was working on it for a long time. And it was a culmination of just like, crazy ideas. And he finished it, and it was fantastic. And way bigger than any of us anticipated. and eventually he made a second one, actually, like later on. But yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a second one. I hope he continues the series.
Yeah, he wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how did you actually meet Shane? Was it just working under the Rooster Teeth, or was that like way before?
Yeah, so the story goes, Shane reached out to me after, Monty passed around, I think it was February of that year, 2016. Yeah. And I was still in school. I was going to school for computer science, and I was like about to graduate, I think that year. So I was like thinking, okay, I'm basically in this situation now where I was making animations on YouTube already and didn't really want to go into computer science. I was devastated by the news as well. And I basically just dedicated the rest of my semester to making a tribute animation for Monty. And that tribute animation ended up not going viral, but it was definitely in the community. It was pretty popular. So it was like, I think on the Rooster Teeth subreddit and stuff, people started reposting it and stuff. And it was very inspired by RWBY. It was called Project Monty at the time. It was a really, really fun project for me. I was we'll talk more about that later, but the end result from that was basically Shane had reached out to me and was like, your stuff is really good, we should talk. And I was like, oh shit. Okay. What? So I ended up meeting up with him because I didn't even know this at the time, but Rooster Teeth was actually 5 minutes away from my house.
No shot.
Whoa.
My apartment.
That's crazy.
And I was like, okay, I kind of knew that they were in Austin somewhere, but I didn't really realize like where they were. And it was around that time I was like, wait a minute. And I also remember being like absolutely devastated. This is like going more into like a deeper topic, but like Definitely one of my deepest regrets for me personally was like I never really got to meet Monty, and that was like
Yeah.
so it was really really tough for me to find out that he was literally 5 minutes away from me for like a year.
Oh
when
my god. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's
I literally had no idea, and that was like, it was tough. It's interesting because like, I mean, just as like an aside, like, it's silly to get emotional, for someone you never met, but he had such an impact on me, So like, that was a whole thing. But ultimately, I met up with Shane. That was a crazy experience. But I think he literally just taught me a bunch of things. I think we were in a Starbucks, and he was just like, "Hey, here's Poser, and here's how you like use it." And like he taught me like I think it was like 10 to 12 different shortcuts because Monty had all these like shortcuts that he had done in Poser, and in order to use it efficiently. He taught me like a bunch of like examples that he had been doing and stuff like that, and just like he was like, "Yeah, you just throw it together, like do this." I learned so much in like an hour. I think it was just crazy.
Wow.
Damn.
And I was like, okay, this is wild. And then he's like, yeah, anyway, we should talk more again later. And I was like, okay, sure. And then totally separately, because Shane isn't in charge of hiring or anything. He was just like, he just wanted to talk to me and like meet up.
Yeah.
Totally separately, Roosterteeth reached out to me themselves, and they were like, yeah, dude, are you available for work or anything? And I was like, I mean, yeah, like I am. Also, I live 5 minutes away, so.
I mean, it's perfect. It's literally the perfect job for you, right?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. So that ended up being my first job out of school, and yeah, that was a crazy experience. And that's how I met Shane. Yeah,
That is awesome. I mean, yeah, Shane is awesome because like he just randomly just reaches out to people. Because like he did that to me, and I was just like a random dude like animating stick figures, and then he just like he would just reach out every once in a while, show me like some of his dummy animations.
Yeah.
Just like all the effects that he's working on. It's like it's just really really awesome guy. I was hoping he would make it to this episode.
Yeah. He's got some family over right now, but it'd be cool to have him on in the future episode. Honestly.
Oh
like,
yeah, for sure.
We could set something up.
Oh yeah, dude. I would love to have Shane on. Like he's such
that
a
would be
nice guy.
fantastic. I think he deserves his whole full sort of like
Yeah. Because I know he's had his own like crazy journey. In the industry and all that.
So much.
But I'm glad like you guys are still, going hand in hand and working together.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think that'll ever change. Honestly,
Yo, that's cool, bro.
Yeah, he's stuck with me for life. Yeah,
bros for life. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I honestly like I don't know where we'd be without him. Like he's taught me so much and also like done so much, and it's crazy because like we've been. Like at Roosterteeth, we were only working together for 6 months.
Oh yeah.
We only worked together on one volume. But like that one volume 3 was like, I mean, such a crazy experience that we bring a lot of our experience from that, at least for me, a lot of that experience into the studio now and what we do now. Shane has also just like been such a foundational part of like, what we're able to do and like how we do things, and it's been cool. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go. I mean, so besides the Rooster Teeth gig and all that, I do want to talk about your personal YouTube channel because that was a roller coaster as well. Because you've obviously worked on a lot of 3D stuff, but I think your first viral animation was indeed a Minecraft animation.
It was indeed. Yeah.
The good old gods don't bleed, dude. The classic.
Oh my gosh, I think I watched this.
Do you guys remember this animation?
Yeah, I watched this on my TV when I was a kid.
That's wild. Oh my god.
Yeah. It's like I didn't even realize that you made this like until like such a long time after I've known you. I'm like, what? That was Dylan?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's such an interesting experience too when people tell me about that, because like this is not the only animation where people have told me that, where they're like, wow, I didn't know you made this, but I watched it a long time ago. Because of the fact that you mentioned like my YouTube channel is a roller coaster, like I've done so many different things on my channel.
That's what I mean.
So it's like it's not like a good thing. I'm like it's, for me, I've been so all over the place, and I'm like, damn, if I only just like stayed with like one idea, maybe I could actually focus on something.
Dude, I actually disagree because
it
kind of shows your evolution.
That's true.
I can see you. You're like pumping out Minecraft animations.
Yeah.
And then you got some and then you started with the Katsu cats, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then that went super viral.
Yeah.
And then I see you making like some just regular Overwatch animations, and then now it's like a lot of those the gacha games, right? Like
gacha
the
games.
Honkai,
We're in our gacha era right now. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think I love that because you're trying different things and seeing what is like with the times and what resonates with your audience.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing is so what's interesting is that if you'll notice, I mentioned I started animating 13 years ago. My first video on YouTube was 13 years ago. Wow. So my animations are basically my journey as an artist. There's not really any time before, you know what I mean? Where I got to practice or do anything. So my artistic journey is very public, I think. And what it kind of shows is my general goal has been to, I guess, collect more skills, collect more scope for projects, being able to increase the detail of the models, being able to increase the quality of the animation, the style of the rendering. All these things have been that's been the gradual progression of what each project has been challenging me to do. So I think the best illustration of that is I did do the Katsu Cat stuff. In between Katsu Cats and Minecraft, I did the League of Legends video.
Yes, the League of Legends.
That one is I think the only. Well, no, there's that one and another one too. But the League of Legends video was at the time literally me being I don't want to do Minecraft anymore. I want to do a full-on cinematic with full animation, with full humanoid characters, with full hair simulation. I did everything on that project. It was crazy. I did smoke simulations. I did stuff that I hadn't really done, in the Minecraft stuff yet.
Do we have a link to that? Right here.
Yes, Ionia the Blood Moon. Right. That was fun. Yeah. Oh man.
But yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, so this one was made a long time ago. This was I don't even know how many years ago this was. God, but I wouldn't know that this was a DillonGoo animation.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's so cool because you're just willing to step out of your comfort zone and just try different things,
Yeah, definitely. I think that was a big part of my, just generally speaking, when I choose what projects I do, a lot of it was just what do I not know how to do, and then I would sort of choose it based on that. And I guess that kind of leads to a bunch of things that just randomly happen. Yeah. Man.
I mean, I think it's awesome because, it's obviously opened a lot of doors for you. I'm sure. I mean, we'll talk about this in a little bit, but you probably have you probably worked on some insane stuff with a bunch of different companies by now, and still have a lot of opportunities. So I think it's actually worth it, just to try different things to see what sticks.
I do agree with that. I do agree. Yeah, I think it's funny from an outside perspective when people know me for different things. I think that's always been a funny sort of experience because I don't know what people are gonna say when they're like, oh, you're DillonGoo. It's oh yeah. It's which DillonGoo do you know?
Yeah.
A lot of people know me from RWBY. A lot of people know me from Gods Don't Bleed. I also did Fallen Kingdom, which is a Captain Sparkles music video.
Whoa! Wait, you did that?
Not the original one. I did one of the sequels. Yeah, it was. I did I worked on Dragonhearted with as part of a team. But yeah, I was in the Captain Sparkles team.
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I did like the dragon fight, the dragon versus the mecha. I did that one. I also did, yeah, like Overwatch Cat stuff. Yeah, it's this one. It's somewhere here. So a lot of people know me from Overwatch Cats. God, it's so weird.
It is weird. It's kind of
That's
funny
funny.
because we have another we have a lot of 3D animators in the dojo as well.
Oh yeah.
Who started off with Minecraft like fight animations,
Yes.
and recently it's been a lot of Roblox fight animators.
yeah.
Third of the
Um,
Roblox animators.
Roblox.
It's kind of like similar in a sense, and like a lot of people have gotten jobs because of it. Just doing
Mm-hmm.
just random Minecraft fight animations for fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so cool.
It's funny because I'd say honestly, Minecraft and I guess Roblox now too, is the stick figure of 3D. That's just what it is. Yeah.
Honestly,
That's what I've been hearing from like the people that do animate Roblox.
That is so true. I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah, it's the basest form of digestibility for like a character, that is still enjoyable to watch, and you can still tell a story, you can still do choreo. It's got a lot of the same problems, I imagine, too. I don't know if you guys have this problem with the proportions of stick figures, but like the head is always like much bigger than obviously a real person's head, and so like the legs are usually a little shorter. So like in Minecraft, you can't do like a roundhouse kick in the same way that you do in real life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to figure out that kind of aspect of it. So in a lot of ways, it's like it has a lot of similarities. But yeah, eventually, when you get to like the more humanoid stuff, things start to change a little bit. But it's still transferable skills, and so it's such a great stepping stone. Yeah.
Minor question: why were you DillonGoo?
No, just you.
So when I came up with my YouTube channel name, I was like, I should make it a really memorable, creative name. And my real name is DillonGoo, G-U.
Oh, what?
That's great.
So I decided my fake name would be DillonGoo, G-O-O. So there you
That's
go.
crazy.
Yep. That's literally all it is.
Dude,
And yeah.
as a kid, dude, that's a crazy branding decision. Like probably the best branding decision that you've ever made as a kid.
Yeah, honestly.
It's so good.
Yeah. It's worked out so far. I'll say that much. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I guess I kind of wanted to dive a little bit deeper in your YouTube journey because
Yes, let's dive.
I know you tried a lot of different things and stuff, but I realized that a lot of the ideas came very randomly. Like I don't even know why you decided to do cat animations. Was that just like a passion project that kind of caught on, or was that like a very intentional like planning behind that?
It was very intentional. Yeah.
No way, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So the cat thing came about in a really fun way. Okay, so I guess it's a real quick context is I left Roosterteeth after Volume 3, and it was for a lot of reasons. I don't know if you guys have heard about just Roosterteeth in general. It's like there was some things there that weren't ideal for animators in terms of the working conditions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to take a break from Roosterteeth and do my own thing. And that's when I was like, I'm going to do YouTube full time. And it was kind of like a big jump of like, okay, I had this dream job essentially. And if I'm going to leave that, there's a lot of pressure mounting for what's going to come after that. Right. Yeah. So I was like, okay, so if I'm going to do YouTube, I have to take it seriously. And one of the first things I thought of was like, well, what's popular on the internet? Cats. Right.
Genius.
And a big part of that was also just like wanting to explore the anime style, like the rendering style and stuff. So like keeping the characters simple and like keeping it in stylized in that way was a big decision. So tying that into what I learned at RWBY and things like that, we ultimately decided, you know, the very first animation I made was called Katsu Cats, and Katsu Cats was actually just an original thing, and it was playing earlier.
Yeah.
It had like the pencil cats and like the book cat. That was just like an original film. That one ended up winning a Suzanne Award at Blender, at the Blender conference, which was
Let's
fun.
go.
Yeah, thank you. And it was a fun video. It didn't do that well on YouTube, and so I was like, okay, interesting. How am I gonna survive? That was my initial. I was like, oh, wait a minute, I got this great idea. What if I did cat animations with the thing that I'd already made, which is like the models and everything that I'd created for this Katsu Cat short, and then I fused it with Overwatch, which at the time was a game that I was playing that I really enjoyed. So
Overwatch,
Overwatch
was huge back then.
Yeah, Overwatch was huge at the time, and it was they had these at the time they had highlight intros that were like a big showcase of animation from the animator team at Blizzard. They did a great job with it. Highlight intros were a lot of fun, and I was like, what if I did the highlight intros but with cats? And I did that as a very intentional way of being like, let's target something that I believe the YouTube algorithm would promote. Essentially. Yeah. And it ended up looking like that. So people really liked it. It was something that definitely
It's so cute.
Reaper.
It's very cute. Yeah. The Overwatch, like official Overwatch Twitter channel actually like retweeted this at the time, and it was like a huge restart for my channel basically, because at the time my channel was basically dead again. So that's what really kickstarted the career back into an actual possible career after leaving my dream job. So once Overwatch Cats kind of took off, that's when I was like, okay, cool. How do I go from here? Because as I mentioned before, I wanted to really expand and challenge myself as an artist. And the truth of the matter is like, you know, copying highlight intros is not the most challenging art form of animation, because it's really, there's not a whole lot happening here. So I started doing some fight scenes with it. That's when we did the stream that I did on this channel. That was like a fight scene with Katsu, the actual original Katsu cat, in like with Overwatch weapons and stuff. I did a couple other fight scenes with Katsu, and then I eventually made the call, what if we don't do Overwatch? What if we did anime? And that's when Demon Slayer Cats and One Punch Cat became a thing. And which was again like an intentional choice to sort of expand beyond, you know, the gaming community and stuff, and expand the channel into like that aspect of things, while still challenging the team.
It's only natural, right? Because a lot of gamers are also watch a lot of anime.
Exactly.
Anime is just so popular. It's like infinite things that you can parody and stuff like that. Yeah.
And we were very much like, because I didn't start the studio until Demon Slayer Cats.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like just doing everything on my own before then. I think for this one, I think it was still mostly just me, actually, when I think about it. I think maybe there was one person helping me out with some stuff. But yeah, it was crazy. And eventually we started expanding after these started doing really well. And yeah.
Awesome. So like going into the studio, I guess from when you started until now, how big is the studio, and how does it kind of function compared to others? Is this kind of like a new thing that you're trying to, you know, get your hands around?
So yeah, man, this is kind of crazy. The studio started out as basically 4 people. So it was me and 3 other guys. It started out with me, just me and one other guy, but that's how math works. But yeah, so that was the very beginning of it on Demon Slayer Cats. Nowadays we're at I think 35 people.
No way, dude. That is a lot bigger than I thought. Holy.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy.
Huge.
Yeah.
That's
something
awesome.
like that.
Dude, I'm so happy for you. That's so crazy.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a whole operation. And yeah, I mean, we've been like, I think the past 2 years or so have been like particularly solid for the studio. Like we've been doing a lot of Hoyle Fair stuff with Genshin. Obviously, that helps a lot. But we also have a lot of other, gacha clients. So that's actually what allows us to have such a big team. We have funding from these gacha companies to actually create these animations rather than just doing it for.
And they got money. Like they got.
Oh my god! They got money. Yeah.
Obviously.
So they've been a great help to actually make sure that this is a viable option. But the studio itself has been an incredible experience because we are very much an independent studio. Like we have all our own pipeline, our own software, our own tools. We've been building up our own style for the past 3-4 years. Like everything is so like we had the same core team basically from the beginning. And it's been so cool to see the studio grow. The artists themselves have been growing, and the things that we're capable of now. A lot of it is really just because we've grown as artists, since then. And it's been awesome. Yeah.
Wait, how many people are in Alan Becker's team at Todya? Do you know?
We actually, it's I think it's 53 now. Of total active employees.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy how we had Alan Becker on one of our episodes too.
Yeah,
and talking about him starting his studio and all that. It's crazy how just people that we know that have grown up have just expanded. It's into a business.
Yeah.
Besides just the dojo, because the dojo is more like a community. I wouldn't say it's like a studio or a business, but it's so cool just to see you starting your new thing, taking the risk to leave Roosterteeth, which I believe people would die to work for, to start your own thing, and then eventually just making your own studio is awesome.
Yeah, it was a tough decision, honestly, at the time. I think it's great that it's worked out now, but man,
it's a risk. It's scary.
Yeah,
I know that you're freaking sweating before your YouTube channel took off, because
exactly. Yeah, it was a lot of pressure, and it was definitely something I wanted to do, and that's a big part of it. I don't think what I'll say. First of all, Alan's awesome. He's crazy. He's so good at what he does.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, exactly. So it's to have the kind of success that he does, you really have to be a specific kind of person. He's very, very driven, very meticulous. He's also got a really good sense of story and all these things, right? He's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm at that level, but I'm just very motivated. So I just I definitely work way more than anyone should. I think that I wouldn't recommend doing what I do. This is one of the things that I've talked about before. It's you don't have to start a company. You don't have to start a studio. It's a lot. Exactly. It's a lot of work. So definitely putting it out there. It's awesome. I love it. It is also a lot of work. It is so much work.
A ton of work, especially if you're just especially just in the animation field in general, making constantly trying to pump out originals, and and then you're in a very unique position where a lot of people need your skill sets now, for hiring and all that. And I also, Alan is a whole different story as well, but it is a lot of work and a lot of dedication. I don't think I could do that. it's I'm not that type of person. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like to sit back.
Yeah. Honestly, if you have the opportunity to sit back, you sit back. That's it.
That's what I'm doing. I'm leaning all the way back.
You look so comfortable right now. I'm over here. I don't even have a chair. I'm standing behind you guys. You guys even the floor is just really low. It's crazy.
You can have in front of the couch.
Oh man.
But anyway, yeah.
Cool. Loonstar, you want to take it?
Yep. All right. So switching gears a little bit, I know we talked about it a bit earlier, but like word on the street is you are the blender guy. So you've made a lot of useful blender tutorials. So, but what made you first start making them?
Ooh, man. So, being the blender guy, at the time when I first started Blender, it was not nearly as big as it is now. It was kind of an underground, like people. It was a little controversial to use Blender. Like everyone
really?
everyone used Maya at the time.
Yep.
That was the industry standard. It still kind of is, but that's definitely changing now. Blender hadn't had its like big sort of what I'll say like glow up. So it was a little clunky to use. So anyway, I was a big fan of Blender because it was free.
Yeah.
And that's it. I'm just kidding.
That's all it is.
But honestly, that was a big reason. So I was at the time I was still like trying to like figure out if I was gonna pay for I don't know 3DS or whatever, Maya or whatever, and I was like not having it. And so ultimately, when I got introduced to Blender, I was like, okay, this is fantastic. And as I started learning it, I was like, wait, this does so much. And gradually, I realized there's so much hidden potential with Blender. It's like people don't realize how many things it did. It would, for those of you guys who are familiar with 3D, like it doesn't just do 3D modeling and rigging and animation. It's also got like a really good render engine built into it. It's also got compositing built into it. It's got video editing built into it. It had a game engine built into it at the time, so you could actually make games with it. Yeah, they took it out, but it had a game engine. It was such a fully fleshed out kind of like literally Swiss Army knife of like software. And I remember just like being like, well, the potential, like learning the software is huge. So I just became like a cult leader. To put it lightly, I was like, this is a religious experience. I need to share this with other people. So I was very much just a huge proponent of like spreading Blender and like wanting people to use it. So when I started like making my videos, I made sure to say made in Blender 3D. I made sure to like on my streams and stuff, I'd talk about Blender and how great it is, and a lot of people who use Blender would watch my streams and we'd like geek out about it and stuff. It was a very sort of like I was definitely deep in the community of like the whole Blender fanboy thing. And from there, I would mention Blender at pretty much every stage that I got, and like I would just sell it really well to people, and people would be like, "What? Like, are you getting paid?" Like,
you never got sponsored, right?
No, I never got sponsored, right? So I was like just so into it, and so then, honestly, I think from there it just evolved into, of course, eventually, I would talk to the Blender team, and one day they reached out to me and was like, hey, you do a lot of Blender stuff, as we can see. And would you like to go to the Blender conference in Amsterdam? We'd like to invite you to be a speaker. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. I've never been to Europe before. So let's do it. And so I ended up going there. It was like, I mean, I think I slept in like the producer's couch or something. Just like they were like, yeah, we'll get you housing, and they're just like, oh, anyway, here you go. I was like, okay, sure. It was fantastic. Yeah, they're such great guys, and they're so humble, and like they're making one of the most popular software in the world now.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it was a cool experience. I got to meet a bunch of Blender people there, and the Blender devs, like the people who made Blender. Blender's founder and original creator, Ton Roosendaal, was a fantastic, really tall guy. He's Dutch, Dutch people. But yeah, I ended up becoming really good friends with them, and still am to this day. And that's when they basically later on reached out to me and was like, hey, do you want to do the tutorials? I think you'd be a great candidate to make the tutorials for Blender. And that's how I got the Blender Fundamentals gig. Yeah.
I mean, because like I tried to learn Blender like a long time ago, and yeah, like you said, it was not user friendly at all. Back in the back when it had its old interface and all that. Yeah. And the tutorials were made by I don't even know, like random people that didn't understand. A lot of buttons, a lot of stuff like that, and then I feel like once you stepped in and started making the tutorials for them, and all
Mhm.
that. It just made things so much more open. Kind of a lot of things were more digestible.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're really good at talking and all that stuff.
Oh, thank you.
Where can I find
Um,
these tutorials? I'm having trouble finding them.
Yeah,
Oh.
you can. Well, you can look up the Blender Fundamentals series, I believe.
Ah, there we go. Thank you
Yeah,
for the
it's on their main
keywords.
channel, right?
Yeah, but it's the 2.8. I actually did 2 series for them. It was the original one. I think it was for 2.7. Yeah, and then 2.8 was when they had their glow up. So like they did a whole overhaul with 2.8.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, it's so good. It looked so much better. They had dark mode. Oh my god, dark mode. And then so I redid the tutorials because it was so different, and they're still relevant today with 4.0, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, they're still like up to date and everything.
I mean, the UI hasn't changed much since 2.8, which is nice.
I see.
If it did, I would have to make it again, and it's like 50 videos, so I'm not like looking forward to that.
So let's change the entire thing.
Yeah, but yeah, 2.8 was a great time. This is around the time that they actually switched it to left click select for default. For those of you guys who don't know, Blender was originally right click select as default. So if you tried to left clicking anything, which you do in any other software, it wouldn't select anything. It would be like completely useless. And that I think that drove a lot of people away.
Just that one thing.
Just that one thing. Honestly, they were like, "Okay, I'm not gonna be able to learn this. This is way too off. Like I can't. This is crazy." And I don't blame them. That being said,
yeah, I was
No,
just
go
gonna
ahead.
say like it's like like being presented immediately with a learning curve would be.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it's tough. That being said, I'm a huge proponent for right click select, which look, hey, I know I'm a cult leader, but I have reasons, for right click select. It's fine. It's fine. It's very logical. But yeah, ever since they switched to left click select and changed the UI and like it made things a lot more accessible to people, it's blown up. I think pretty much since then it's like just gone uphill.
Awesome. Yeah, much congrats to the Blender team for
Speaking of
listening
which,
to all the feedback from the community and all that.
yeah, it culminated as of this year to an Oscar win.
No way, really?
Yeah, the best animated feature this year
was it
was
Flow?
Flow.
Yeah.
Flow was made completely in Blender.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
Pull it up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Flow's it's a gorgeous film. Yeah, it's the first Blender film that ever won an Oscar for sure.
Dude, that's huge.
Yeah, at least one that's been fully rendered in Blender. This was
Yeah.
actually, for those of you guys who are familiar with Blender, this was rendered completely in Eevee, which is their real-time render engine, and it was in 3.6, which is like an older version now. But yeah,
Got it. Yeah, that looks awesome.
Nice.
yeah, it's gorgeous.
So there was something I saw on one of the previous videos. It was called the Goo engine, and do you mind explaining what exactly?
Yes.
How that different? It's
Yes.
different from Blender.
The branding I chose 13 years ago really paid off for that.
Yeah, it really did. Holy crap.
Yeah. So Goo Engine is a fork of Blender. What that means essentially is that it's based on Blender source code. It's exactly the same as Blender in a lot of ways. Like the UI and all the usability of it and everything like that is exactly the same. The biggest changes that we've made to Goo Engine was specifically the rendering aspect of Blender, where we've specifically wanted to lean into the anime style or the 2D cel shaded kind of look for 3D, which 3D software traditionally is not very good at. There's a lot of reasons for that, primarily because most 3D has been calibrated for photorealistic calculations. So it calculates light bouncing and reflections and all these things, and like that ends up looking really bad when you're trying to simplify things and have more control over it. So we created a software that allowed us to break those calculations and those shaders down into their more component parts, so we can actually manipulate it in the way that we want to. And that was just kind of a crazy experience, because late as usual, our head developer, she's just like a genius of a programmer who I met on my stream.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, she was like, I think when I first met her, she was like answering a bunch of questions that I had on stream about Blender. I was like, how does this work for Blender? I don't get it. Why does this happen? And then she'd just be like, oh, well, on line 567.
No way. That's
in
crazy.
the source code, they explained that in the comments, and that this is. I'm like, well, you read the source code? That's crazy.
Well, that's funny too.
Yeah. So she was able to help us out with actually, like, the question of like, hey, how do we get Blender to do this thing? And she's like, oh, just
Wow.
reprogram it. And we ended up getting a lot of features that were necessary for us to actually achieve what we're doing now. It's a lot of manipulation of like basically the final output in a way that isn't just with compositing. It's a lot of like real-time stuff that we're able to calculate now that makes it look, fantastic. So that version of Blender is also open source. You can get it on GitHub. We also offer, on Patreon, just if you want to get the pre-built version, you can get it on Patreon, but you can build it yourself too. It's totally free. Yeah. So it's a version of Blender that allows us to do anime. That's really the summary of it. And the features of it are they're very, very specific to that aspect of what we do. So the rest of it is really just Blender. It's not that different. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like it's almost the preferred way of using Blender nowadays when it comes to recent animators.
Oh yeah,
yeah, right. Like it's super popular to just do the what's it called? It's like the non-photorealistic rendering or whatever.
Yeah, NPR.
And that was that's kind of a relatively new thing nowadays, right?
Yeah. It definitely wasn't popular like when I first started. And Spider-Verse definitely pushed a lot.
Yeah, Spider-Verse. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I think I technically speaking, like NPR is a very broad definition, so it just depends on what that means to each individual artist. So I don't like to say that like Goo Engine is like the best NPR, software, but like for 3D anime specifically, it is. Like for Flow, they didn't have to use Goo Engine. They could have, but they did a lot of painting. So they did a lot of like paintovers and stuff on their characters for the textures, which is also a different form of an NPR. Like Arcane is a good example of that as well.
Yeah.
Which is a different style than what we usually do. So like we don't do painting. We mostly do like cell shading, which is a lot more calculation heavy and less.
I see. Yeah. That's interesting because it's just like I feel like nowadays people just prefer that style.
I agree.
It's so appealing.
Yeah, I guess a fun fact for you. This is part of one of the announcement videos you pulled up earlier. But like we recently announced that we're working with the Blender development team officially to bring NPR into Eevee Next, which is their next render engine.
Wow.
So it's gonna just be built in.
Yeah, a lot of things are gonna be built in. I mean, their Eevee Next render engine has got a totally different backend, so our design choices are gonna be different because we can't use the same exact design language as we did in Goo Engine. But a lot of the features that we had in Goo Engine are going to be in Eevee Next.
No way.
Officially. Because they at the time we were talking about it, I was talking to them about like how certain things in Eevee Next were not really friendly to NPR users. Like they were focusing more on the photorealistic side of things in terms of the calculations, and so they didn't have as much experience with NPR as they would have liked to be able to program something for it. So they talked to us about it, and we were like, yeah, we have a lot of ideas. We have tons of ideas. Right? So Late's actually been helping out with that a lot. They've been having a lot of discussions about it with Flow as well. There's been a big discussion of sort of like how the Blender team and the developers can support the NPR community, and I think that's been a huge step forward because like you said, everybody's doing NPR now. I think it's a really big foundation of 3D now.
Yeah, it's crazy how much it exploded. Like you said, because of Spider-Man and Arcane and all those like huge productions that are moving towards that direction. It's crazy how it just like lined up with the stuff that you were working on too, and everything's just kind of exploding at the same time.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Cool. Let's move on to some of the gaming industry stuff that you guys are working on nowadays.
Yes.
Because that is kind of interesting how I guess this started with Genshin, and then now there's like Honkai, Zenless Zone Zero, and I would assume there's going to be a ton more games like that coming out.
Yeah. Genshin
do you
was
wanna-
the first one. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Do you kind of want to go over how you kind of got in touch with your first company related to that?
Oh man, it was. Yeah, so I think at the time we were just making anime cats. Still, I think we did Cyberkatsu, which was a fun one.
That one.
Yeah, that was a foray into. So by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed this. Hang on, I'm going to real quick touch on this. My YouTube channel, as it grew, I specifically did make what I'll call missing link animations.
Okay.
In the progression of evolution, you can actually see, going from Overwatch cats to like anime cats. There's like a, there's a link there, right? It's cats. And then eventually I did like Overwatch animations as humans and stuff, and that was fun. And then I also did Cyberkatsu, which was hey, I want to do humans now.
Yeah.
But it's a cat girl. So Cyberkatsu was very much like, oh, what if it was like, it's evolving into like, oh shit. And yeah, literally then we started doing humans after that. So it was very much like you could see the progression from going from Cyberkatsu to now we do Genshin stuff. And that's like, been interesting to witness. But the Genshin stuff was actually our first big project that was fully human styled.
I see.
Like that was our first big project, and they had originally actually approached us to do potentially like a sponsored video of some sort. They were like, "Oh, you want to do an animation or something?" I don't know.
Yeah.
And fun fact, like they originally proposed just doing Genshin but with cats, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So why not?
They just kind of saw you as a YouTube channel.
Yeah, of course.
They wanted to sponsor.
Mm-hmm. And then I was like, yeah, we could do that, blah, blah, blah. And we were sort of going back and forth about it. And then eventually I was like, hey, what if we just like made like a whole like human cinematic video in anime style? Like, what if we just did that? And like we had Cyberkatsu 2, and we had like the Goo Engine announcement that we made as well with the little Emily short and stuff. But we had a couple things that had proven that we could do it, but we hadn't really made a big video yet. And they were like, okay, I mean, sure, yeah, we'll give it a shot, right? And I was like, okay, cool. And then they're like, oh, by the way, it's due like next month.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
crunch.
We crunched really hard for this project. And for context, like, as you guys know, I used to be just a single animator in the studio, so I used to animate everything. Nowadays, I haven't animated in a while. Like, full transparency.
Really? That's awesome.
Our animation, our animation team is fantastic, and we have an animation pipeline that's so streamlined now, and it's like I haven't really had time to animate myself. Because I also do a lot of the production management. I do all the planning, the scheduling. I've been doing more modeling lately, and I've like a bunch of stuff, right?
Big boss things.
Yeah, I honestly, it's also just mostly because like we're kind of shorthanded everywhere else, so I do all the other things. But the animation team is fantastic, so I leave that to them, and that's been kind of where I'm at now. At the time for this project, I was kind of in that transitionary stage where I was like, what am I animating? What am I not animating? But like I was very much in like, we have to get this done. And I think I animated half of this whole video.
Wow.
And it was like within, it was just, we were just like, I was just on the computer 16 hours a day trying to get everything done.
Oh my
God. Because I really, we wanted to prove out that we could do this whole workflow. And our team did an amazing job. We had so many things coming together from like years of research. This is like the first big Goo Engine project that we really did. So we proved out a lot of the render engine things that were necessary for this project. We created a bunch of new techniques and styles. And then by the end of it, we had this really successful project that Hoyoverse loved. It was a really popular project within the Hoyo Fair event that they had.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, people loved it, and it was the beginning of people being like, "Oh, we kind of want that for our gacha game."
Yeah, of course.
And that was really cool because after that, obviously there was a second Hoyo Fair and a third, and now it's like a fifth or seventh. I don't know. So Hoyo Fair has still been kind of like an ongoing thing that we've been working on, but also Hoyoverse's like sister companies reached out. So Star Rail, we did some Star Rail stuff. Zenless Zone Zero, but also we do some stuff for Kuro Games. So like Punishing Gray Raven, if you guys are familiar with them, and Wuthering Waves, right? Like those ones are gacha games that have reached out to us. We also did Arc Knights, which is a different gacha game entirely as well.
A lot of friends play that one.
Yeah. Arc Knights is fantastic as well. And yeah, those were sort of like as a result of those first few videos that we did for Genshin, and it was really just a matter of like making sure that we could one, prove out the workflow, prove out that we can do great Genshin stuff, but also do great stuff for other companies too, and that really so cool. Expanded it. And recently we did an Iron Mouse music video, if you guys are familiar with the VTuber scene.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, once the VTubers know you exist, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
it's gonna be insane.
Yeah. I'm friends with a lot of VTubers. It's kind of crazy. They are this whole community of amazing amazing talented people who are just like, I'm gonna be an anime girl now. It's kind of funny. Yeah, and they're fantastic. And yeah, that's kind of how I, the VTuber aspect of the business is sort of like, it's kind of like tangential to the Genshin, the gacha side of it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely like a big community that's been growing and growing and in the talks about possible ideas.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Are there other studios that like do what you're doing, or is it like mainly just you guys?
I mean, I think we're definitely the biggest right now on YouTube because we do so many different companies. There is a couple studios that do Genshin specific stuff. Because Hoyo Fair is so predictable in their cadence.
Yeah, that's true.
It's 3 times a year. So Hoyo Fair Hoyoverse gives a lot of funding for fan animations and stuff. So I know No Tables is a really good example. No Tables did a Genshin but with guns video a couple years ago that blew up, and it's fantastic. And it's just Genshin with guns, and it's really well done. Great animation. They also use Goo Engine. Shout out. They have their own sort of studio as well that's been kind of running with basically that kind of series that they're doing for Hoyoverse right now with Hoyo Fair.
Yeah.
But they haven't done anything outside of Genshin yet, I don't believe. But they're fantastic. I mean, yeah, honestly, like the animation studios on YouTube in general are primarily, it's like storytime animators.
Yes.
And Alan.
Yeah, I guess that's how it is right now. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few more. Like, there's some Minecraft studios to be fair, but like, generally speaking, like those are the only ones I can think of. So, yeah.
It's difficult to successfully run like an original animation channel like that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, for sure.
But you are one of the few, which is very awesome.
You made it.
Very good to hear.
We're trying. We're doing our best. Yeah. Yeah.
But for the future though, you have any future like teasers, goals, or like plans or anything?
Ah, man, so many.
Spoilers? Any spoilers? You want?
God.
Sure.
Well, so we are working on one project that is very exciting. Because ultimately for us, like the big goal because doing client work is fantastic. It's a great way to build out our pipelines and fund the studio and make sure everything's good. But our goal really is to make an original, right? And to create something that really resonates with people in a way that allows us to focus on that in particular. Someone mentioned glitch in the chat. Glitch is a good example of this, actually. I should probably mention Glitch is one of the studios on YouTube that's killing it right now. Yeah, so big shout out to them. They are doing stuff that I would say is kind of what we want to do as well. Like we want to try to create an IP that is able to stand on its own legs on YouTube.
Yeah.
And like really introduce this kind of like new medium that is very much being legitimized by Glitch and mostly by Glitch, honestly. I don't think it has been as well. A Hell of a Boss as well is also a good example of that.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a project that we're working on right now that is definitely in that direction. That's what I'll say.
I love to hear that because
yeah.
I love I love you guys working on games for other people, but yeah, when I do want to see like original stuff and IPs because that's always the most exciting to me.
Yeah. It's
and also a challenge. It's really hard to get IPs.
Very difficult. It's so difficult. Yeah. So I've been working on this this show for maybe a year now. In terms of like getting everything sort of ready to go, and we'll see how this year turns out. There's basically some plans, some timelines that are already on paper. That are already in motion for this year, but I can't really say exactly when or what's going to happen. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Pretty cool. But if you guys are going to go to Anime Expo this year, and maybe
is it planned for AX?
Maybe,
Maybe. Got it.
Definitely keep an eye out on Anime Expo.
All right.
Nice.
Yep.
Well.
That's about it.
We're going to go ahead
Yeah.
and transition into the featured animation. We haven't done one of these in a little bit.
Let's go.
But,
do we have one?
Yeah, but before we get into that today, everyone here live, feel free to ask your questions using that ask bubble, that question bubble up there, and then we'll ask some of your questions to Mr. Dillon or any of us here on the couch or in Stone's stomach. Oh,
I have one question I can use my voice for. So,
God.
Dillon, you're obviously deep in the Blender team. I'm just curious, did they ever talk about how much the NutriBullet has hurt their sales?
oh my god.
Oh,
We're coming back to this.
yeah. They pretty much cut their sales in half, I would say.
Oh!
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely devastated the Blender community.
The Blender.
Yep. Yeah. I'm not sure the industry will recover, to be honest. But
How can you?
Yeah.
It's a smaller thing.
it's smaller than Blenders. It's less convenient. It's so many things. It's crazy.
I've been holding that in for so long.
Oh my god.
It's been a
Yo,
rough
chill,
episode
Stowe.
for me
Hey,
in
take
so
it
many
easy,
ways.
man.
Oh man, that worth it.
Yes.
All right, well, we have an animation here that actually uses some 3D, mostly in the environment,
Let's go.
by a little friend of ours, Acely. They released a
Oh.
duel recently, Acetinium versus what's the other person's name? Ophan, Azirafel. Nailed it.
Okay. Wait, you said it was 3D?
There's some 3D in this, yes.
Oh, okay.
But I told them we would feature this like 3 weeks ago, and they are mad because I haven't.
Okay.
Hey, is that this cathedral? Oh,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Oh man, it does get a little bloody.
Oh wait, I did see this.
will
I did
say.
see this.
oh, that's crazy.
Oh, the crop is a little off.
I've been seeing this character everywhere recently.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Love the design. Shoot.
Whoa. Goodness. Actually, I haven't
It's
seen
so
most of this myself. Good Lord. Isn't Acetinium just supposed to be like unstoppable, and that's his whole bit?
I have no idea what this character does.
I think Acetinium is like a different being. Like they're not even human. I think they're like a god being type of thing.
Okay.
Acetinium being the larger guy, not the white one.
Yeah. Hence
Ah.
the height difference.
Huh.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
That's so cool.
Love
Damn.
it. Oh,
Oh man.
And ultra strength.
oh, the blur, the whole shot.
God. The sounds are so juicy, bro.
Who did this?
This is Acely, or Sir
Acely.
Acely.
Let's go, Acely.
You have to do a stone review about it.
You do, bro.
I'm gonna. If I get my voice again.
Man. But yeah, that's the whole thing. But, oh my goodness.
That was really that was good stuff.
Crazy.
That was cool. The 3D is pretty good.
Yeah.
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 So it really is
The-
strictly in the environment, but it's still.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love how
yeah,
it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
like it doesn't shove it in your face though that it's 3D.
It doesn't. I think I want to give a shout out from my expertise that they did a really good job blending the style because the shading on the 3D environment is very painterly. It's got like a it's not like a photorealistic environment. So it's like
I was gonna say,
it's a very well done integration.
yeah, I love that because it doesn't make it like too realistic to the point where it's like out of place.
It doesn't break your
Yeah.
immersion, yeah.
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 Not at all.
really well
Yeah.
done.
It's very well done. Feels very painterly.
It's like, I feel like if I were to try to do this, I would be like, "Hey guys, guess what? I know Blender," and I'd be doing way too much. But no,
If
they're
anything,
doing
pillars would be
exactly
like-
what's needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Really well done.
That's cool. That's cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let me get our music back on, and let me get these questions out so y'all can leave them with me.
Alright.
But yeah, if any of you still have questions, feel free to continue to ask them. We'll be answering them for a little bit, and then we'll wrap things up.
Yeah.
Let's see. Will you be doing another Honkai Impact animation from Reimu?
Ooh, Honkai Impact 3rd. They've reached out to us before. We might, but as of right now, we don't have a plan for it. Yeah. It'd be cool though. It would be cool.
Oh,
But
here's
just
an interest- Oh, no,
random
go ahead.
thing. Honkai Impact 3rd. If you guys haven't seen Honkai Impact 3rd cinematics, the 2D 3D animations that they've done, they are some of the best like 3D looking 2D looking 3D animations
Wait,
like
really?
I've ever seen. Yeah, they're fantastic. Yeah, it's specifically for Honkai Impact 3rd, not for Honkai Star Rail. But yeah,
High impact.
just putting that out there. Yeah.
Alrighty. I had an interesting question regarding the Chosen One tournament. Toast Nates asked, "What will happen to the original Chosen One?"
That will be handed down. So there, you can't have two chosen ones, or that'd be the chosen twos.
That's true.
And House graciously decided to judge instead of compete. So yeah, that will definitely be getting handed
Could they
on.
have competed again?
Was that?
Could they have competed again and like?
Yeah, they could have.
Claimed the
They could have.
spot. Yeah.
I was-
They could have pulled a
Defend-
cap with 15 mat.
yeah, literally.
Defend your title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with Onis too. So Onis, they do have to compete, and if they don't place Oni again, then they will lose their rank as well.
Actually, I have a question for that. Do they just go back to their original rank before Oni, or do they just go to Shogun?
They go straight to Shogun, and there are talks of having some kind of like legacy badge or something that you were an Oni before. Something like that.
That's cool.
Former Oni.
You got a fun one, but Stone, feel free to not speak that much. You can speak in caveman grunts if you would like. Onion update?
Me half onion. Yeah, half
You've
onion.
eaten half an onion now?
Half onion. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. You're actually
I
insane.
bet it wasn't the sneeze. It was just a freaking dust sitting
No,
on
it was
his-
the onion.
Oh my
going
god.
through his
Thank you,
esophagus.
Oh man.
Half onion. It's the trick is getting white onions. Yellow
Yeah,
onions,
yeah.
I think, might be impossible.
Sorry,
Anything
feel
else,
free
anyone?
to Well, feel free to speak them out if you see any you like.
Okay,
Oh.
here's a good one.
Yeah.
Any tips for people wanting to start with 3D animations for stickman fights and other media? Interesting.
3D animation for stick fights.
I think TJB has a stick figure rig already,
Yeah.
right? That was
They
free.
do.
Mm-hmm.
They do. It's free. They got one on their channel.
Yeah, I would say if you're an animator looking to get into 3D in general, download as many assets as you can. Like, don't worry about making them yourself, because it's a totally different skill set to make them yourself. Don't worry about that. Just like find models online, find rigs online, find sets online.
Okay.
You can find most of them for free. Yeah, especially for Blender.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
And I'd assume there's a lot of rigs and stuff too, right? That you can just play around with.
Yeah. There's Minecraft rigs. There's stick figure rigs. There's more humanoid looking rigs. We have a rig for anime if you want to get that. That one costs money, of course, but it's a lot more complicated than like most rigs. But it's a great rig. You know, I think if you're a beginner, I definitely recommend just doing like some really simple characters, like simple shapes. Stick figures are a great example of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, Zeph
Cool.
Anims asks for Dylan, how hard would it be to get into a studio such as DreamWorks or Sony?
Oh.
Ooh.
In this economy. If you guys aren't familiar, the animation industry right now is in shambles.
Yeah.
It is really bad. There's been a lot of layoffs, if I'm being honest.
Sheesh.
The sheer amount of people who are currently looking for work is kind of insane. So it does depend on the economy. It does depend on like the demand for, you know, artists and stuff. I'm not sure exactly what the reasons for the layoffs are right now, but some companies might not be hiring in the near term. So that does make it a little bit more difficult. But in terms of like skill level and things like that, like you just need to know the fundamentals, and you need to know like ideally someone in the industry. That's what those two things will get you a job most of the time. So networking is really important. If you want to actually get hired somewhere, go to events like Lightbox. Lightbox Expo is a really good one in California. A lot of industry professionals there, and just any other convention you can find yourself to go to and meet people who are in the industry, make friends.
Yeah, I was talking with a 3D animator just yesterday, and I found it so funny that in a primarily introverted creative area, it is really who you know that gets you careers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it is difficult, but it is fairly important. You can also go the other route of submitting resumes and portfolios, demo reels, etc. And I could say from the perspective of someone who does hire animators as well, I really just look for the demo reel if I don't know who you are. So make sure your demo reel's real nice, because that's really all I care about.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. Yeah. I agree. Get a
sure
really
I-
good demo reel. Make a demo reel as well. Some people don't have one. Make sure you have one. And then that if you can get that in front of someone who is looking for work and your work is good, you'll probably get hired.
Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah.
It really
Dylan-
is just that easy.
Dylan, are you do you guys hire people or do you guys kind of just grandfather people in like based on who you know?
We
For your own
do.
studio.
Yeah, we do hiring. We have right now, like on Twitter, we have like a jobs email. If you guys want to reach out, you always can. Jobs@DillonGooStudios.com is the email. So that's usually open. If anybody wants to send anything, you can. Whether or not we're hiring animators is kind of depends on our production capacity and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we hire for other things too. Like we're looking for someone for marketing right now, hiring like environment artists and stuff. Like there's a lot of different roles in animation studios that most people don't really think about, like riggers as well. So it's not just animators, but like a lot of other things. Animation itself, I'd say like the animator team is so big now that like sometimes when we do like need an animator, we're like, hey guys, Who do you know? Who's
Yeah, no,
available?
it's exactly what we do on Alan's team.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. So that does happen a lot for the animation too, just because it's
Mhm.
everyone knows everybody. So it's like that one's a little bit like different, but
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another reason it's who you know in this industry.
Yep.
So talk to people. We some of them
Definitely.
bite, but some of them don't. All right, here's a question for the Dojocast crew. Reimu
no.
asks, "What jobs do you all have that keep you living while animating?"
Well, I don't have any jobs currently. I have a bunch of roommates, and then they pay me rent. That's how I'm surviving right now.
Let's go. Yep.
Yeah.
Makes
How many
sense.
roommates do I have? I have like 5 roommates right now. That's crazy.
That is
Yeah.
crazy. Well, I guess what jobs do they do?
I mean, they all do their they all kind of do their own thing currently.
Yeah, makes sense. Cool.
It's not really a studio environment or anything. But
Yeah,
That makes
I am Alan Becker's line producer / production manager. So
Jesus.
Yeah,
Christ.
let's go.
yeah, I get a lot of
President.
responsibility. Yeah, I get a lot of responsibility, and I get to tell Alan what to do. But that also means that I have to have my pulse on every single project, of which right now there are a lot. So it can get overwhelming, but it's fun for me.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I-
Stone, oh,
I sell shiny cardboard on large scale, and then I edit videos for Sean Schemmel somehow. Also,
yeah, Sean.
Oh,
Shannon
you
being
still
Goku,
doing
of
stuff right
course.
now?
The
Yeah.
voice of Goku.
yeah, the English voice of Goku.
Yes.
This world is so small. Like,
It's
can you
so
imagine
weird.
Stone being Goku's freaking social media manager?
It's so weird.
That is so
Yeah,
weird, dude.
I do his web stuff, so like I'm his Twitch guy. So I help set up his Twitch and like edit his YouTube videos and stuff.
That's
Yeah.
wild. And
Yeah.
how about the man inside Stone?
Yeah, he'll me open my mouth.
me. I just primarily work as an animator for Alan Becker, but I'm also in school currently. High school, I'm about to graduate this year.
There you go.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Crazy.
There you go. Here's a good question I want to hear from Spammies. Sorry if I butchered your name, but they asked what the most horrifying Blender accident you've ever witnessed was.
Oh,
Cursed
no.
models, or something along the line, like Blender glitching out.
The the massacres I've witnessed, untold. I don't.
I've
I
seen.
can't. Man, it's hard to quantify exactly which one's like the worst one, but like the most horrifying one that has happened to me several times is when a character's face gets just deleted or moved in a way where all you see are the eyeballs and the mouth and the teeth, and it's just like you skinned someone alive and they're just like
Aw.
staring into your soul like, why did you do this to me?
God.
And I'm like, I'm sorry, I pressed the wrong button. Like, I don't. I didn't mean to.
Misclick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's the most horrifying experience. That has happened way more times than I can count. So
Wow.
yeah.
There's a user in our community, the Recruit Boy. I don't know if you guys know, but he's a 3D animator,
I love
and
that guy.
I've looked into his Blender projects at one of his animations. Dude, it is so chaotic. There's like IKs flickering and like I don't even know how he does it. But
Yeah.
it's like one of those things where it looks really nice, the product,
Mhm.
but if you just like turn the camera a little bit, like, oh my god, it's like spaghetti. You know what I'm saying?
That's that's very relatable. Before we had like an organization for our files in the studio, my files looked exactly like that. It was just literally, I would describe it like, you guys know what trash art is?
Yeah.
It's like when they take trash and they cast a shadow, so like it looks like really cool on the shadow.
Yeah,
but, like,
exactly.
Oh yeah.
Or
That-
or sorry, go ahead. So go ahead.
I was
go
like,
ahead.
that's what my files looked like. Basically, is what they were. It's just a bunch of stuff lying around, and then like, oh, it looks pretty in the end, but it's like if you change any angle at all, it'll look terrible.
Yeah.
It's like coming in a room with a toddler who just like shook a bunch of stuff all over the living room, and they're like, "What happened?" It's like, I don't know. It's all over their face, their hands, and knees, and the walls. This is it. This is the file.
Yep, pretty much.
All right. We got another question from the recruit boy, the man we were just talking about.
Oh, we were just talking about it. What the heck?
Yeah.
Yep.
They asked any particular site for finding blender rigs.
Yes. There is a couple really good ones. I used to recommend Blend Swap. Blend Swap is totally free, but it's a little outdated now, so I don't know how many files are there now. Fun fact, I found the Cathedral for Gods Don't Bleed on Blend Swap.
That's awesome.
And I think maybe the Minecraft rig as well, actually, now that I think about it.
Wow.
So blendswap.com is good. I these days would recommend probably more so Gumroad. A lot more people are using Gumroad to distribute their rigs now for free. Lots of great Blender rigs on Gumroad. So if you look at Gumroad and filter out like Blender rig or whatever, you'll find a bunch there. Some of them free, some of them paid. And then the other one is Blender Market, which is currently going through a rebranding to be called Superhive. So I don't know if that'll be outdated information later, but Blender Market / Superhive, they have character rigs on there as well. And it's just one of their categories of what you can get for Blender. But on Blender Market, there's also a ton of other Blender things like Blender add-ons and Blender assets that I also recommend. So, yeah.
Sweet.
All right. We'll end it out with one more question. Hyun, when will make another tutorial video?
Oh man, they're coming. Don't worry. Don't worry. After all this tournament stuff, I got some. Actually, I got 7 collabs to do, so I might have to do those.
It's being postponed indefinitely, but it will come.
Yeah, people keep filling up my plate, man. I'm eating as fast as I can, but like
You need to learn to say no. Is your problem?
I know, dude. I know. God dang.
It's their fault for inviting you.
I will try. I'll try my best to push out some more tutorials. I do want to do them. It's not like that I don't want to do them. I do want to do them.
Yeah, it's
All
reliable.
Yeah, leave me alone.
All right. Well, thank you, Dylan, for joining us.
Thank
Yes.
you for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely. See, usually Stone would do the outro, but I feel bad if I made him do that.
Yeah.
So, Loonstar, why don't you give it a shot?
Oh, buddy.
Okay.
Let's go.
Thank you guys for watching another episode of Dojocast. Remember, we go through the comments and the chat
Yeah, let's go.
and stuff. But please leave a comment or something you liked or remembered from this episode, and join us next week for episode 40 with
Wait, who's next episode? I forget.
Nobody.
Nobody.
With nobody. Nobody will be joining us.
We should figure out how to get Shane on here next time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'll talk to you about that for sure.
We're gonna need a bigger NutriBullet.
I'll try, okay? I'll try.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much, Dylan, man.
Yeah, dude. Thank you guys. This is fun.
So
I liked
cool.
it.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
All right. See you
I
guys.
like
Have a
it.
good weekend.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
everybody.
Bye. Bye. Ah, it's over.
Oh.
You guys did it.